Okay, everybody, now we've told you a little bit about the platform, how easy it comes off and whatnot. Now here's kind of the beauty of it when we talk about converting it back to a fishing boat, is the trolling motor is attached to the boat. So when we lift the rail off, the trolling motor is still on the boat. On most bow fishing boats, the trolling motor is mounted up on the platform. Now, a couple problems with that. For one, once you do that, you pretty much got only a bow fishing boat. But number two, when you have a big platform up here, it's something you're constantly working around when you're bow fishing. This makes it a little easier. I'm going to show you, this is a mint-coated trolling motor. And it's pretty easy to deploy. We just simply push it down, deploy the trolling motor, and we close our lid back. And we are ready to fish. Now this particular trolling motor, it's easy to adjust the height on it. We can raise it up or down by lowering this right here, easy to get to. Now this one, we've done it, it actually comes with a plug-in foot control, so when you're down, well, it doesn't matter, you can be up on the platform or in the boat itself when you're running that trolling motor. It has a regular foot control. But this particular model has a remote control with it. So when you're sitting up here and you're bow fishing, we've gimbal mounted this control where we can operate this trolling motor from this right here. So it's a hands-free deal. You can set the trolling motor to run. Go. Okay, and we can speed it up, slow it down, change direction, all from this keypad if we choose to do so. Pretty neat operation, easy to deploy back in its holder. It's also an iPilot drive, meaning if you lay out a GPS track, it will follow it automatically and you don't have to do anything, totally hands-free. Okay, now on this particular boat here, on the lights, we've rigged this boat with aluminum housing. They are shock and waterproof LED lights, and they're also polarized, so they do shine good in the water. This particular boat is running 16,200 lumens on the fishing lights itself. Now also other lights we've done in the boat, now for interior lighting in the boat, we've done red lights. We've done red lights. This is your box here. As you get your bow kills or your fish kills, you can actually put your fish in this box. We've put red lights in that as well. Now what the red lights are doing for us, when you're using red lights, you do not lose your night vision when you look at a red light. So it should give you better night visibility in the boat, being able to run the red lights. We've also lit up the rear deck with the red lights, but also up under the deck there is lit up. We did do white lights. So by flipping the switch, we can flip from red to white lights. So you have two interior choice lights inside the boat. Okay folks, we're inside the boat now, which is my favorite place to be. I'm just going to show you some other features here. Notice we've done dual hydraulic power pole butt seats up here. So a pretty comfortable place to sit. You can get a little closer view of our gimbal mount up there for our trolling motor. But also something we added, we put bow holders here on the boat. Right now the way this is set up, it can hold 4 bows. We can probably easily do 6 if you chose to. But you can see how we got Chris Summers' bow mounted in here. And once again, I know you've seen it from the light video, but this is the box that when we get our kills, we drop them in here. Other features in the boat, we know you're going to be riding in the boat out there back and forth. We did do a seat base here. We can do a seat base between those two. So seating and riding 4 people in this boat comfortably is very easy to do. Now, things that we've done, and this is pretty standard on our Legend SS from folks that have had Legend SS before. We do storage under all 3 of our seat compartments here. This is actually a built-in cooler under the center seat. And like our bass fishing models, we do have our storage doors up here. Storage under the driver's seat, as you can see. Now this box right here, they're again pretty standard for our Legend SS boats. This is our rear live well. Now we've always been really proud of our live wells. They are fully insulated like this on the lid and on the outside. They do a real good job keeping fish alive. And like the rest of them, we do put a removable divider in here. If you're bass fishing or crappie fishing, you can keep them divided. If you're catching bigger fish or you're overflowing your boat kill box, you can pull the divider out of this and start putting fish in here as well. Okay, now here we're on the back deck of the boat. Now this is actually pretty unique. It was kind of an afterthought once we got started with the boat. But we've got our center seat base, typical for our fishing boats. But the boys thought we needed to put these out here. And what they tell me is there are people shooting Asian carp with bows. And what they're doing, they're sitting on the back deck, they're idling the boat along, and when the boat goes over the top of the Asian carp, they begin to jump. A lot of us have been seeing that, especially here in Missouri lately. So the idea is you sit back here, and you can bow shoot the Asian carp, I guess, as they're jumping. So just one more feature we put in the boat, kind of an afterthought, but it worked out really nice. Okay, folks, now here we are at the back of the boat, and this is one of the more unique features of this bow fishing platform is this boat. Now, down in deep southern waters and saltwater, Louisiana and such, this type of setup is not uncommon. But now these are actually, we call these pontoons. And what these pontoons do for us, we're full aware that that a lot of flat fishing on lakes, you are in very shallow water. Now what these pontoons do for us on a typical boat, when you take off, as everybody knows, the back of the boat squats and the boat comes up on plane. Now with the pontoons on the boat, when we take off, the boat doesn't squat. It just pushes straight forward and it lifts. Which brings me to our next point. This particular model, to get in a very shallow water running for a prop motor, we've put a hydraulic jack plate on it. We can raise that engine all the way up or lower the engine wherever you want to do. Now this particular jack plate, one of our bass fishermen that fishes out of Cowtown here, named Roy Wisenhunt, had showed us this particular model of jack plate. Our typical jack plates, actually in the past, have run on something that looked like a blinker switch up on the steering wheel. And what you did was, as you took off in the boat, you held the blinker switch, which raised or lowered that engine to where you wanted it. The unhandy part is it took one hand to do that. This particular one has a twist knob on it. So if we know where we want the jack plate set on the boat, we simply turn the knob where we want it, and then we just go on driving the boat with both our hands, or one hand on the throttle, one on the wheel, and this switch takes care of exactly where that hydraulic jack plate's going to end up at. So it's a little more hands off. Leaves your hands free to do other things while you're driving the boat. We do believe this boat we're going to be able to take off, even being a prop drive, probably in about 10 inches of water.